So, very good morning to everybody, and welcome to Waking Up to Win with me, Stuart. And today, on this particular call, I've got Jonathan from Snappit. And today, we're going to take a little bit more insight into one of the products that Snappit has on to offer. So, before I start, Jonathan, how are you doing today?
Yeah, Stuart, good on this side. I have to say that you mentioned the festive season earlier, and man, I can tell you that I'm also there.
Yep.
Uh, I've toned down, and around every corner, I'm looking to go to the beach and not do work. But unfortunately, we still have to do the adult thing and work, and then probably towards middle December start closing off.
Absolutely. And this is like the craziest thing that I've come across with real estate agents is we start getting to the end of November, climbing into December, and they start to like take the step back. But I want to get for the agents that are watching this particular session, I want you to rethink that in your business. Why? Well, think of this. We're going into the festive season where our sellers are actually now going to start spending some additional cash to enjoy their break. Now, what generally happens is they're going to use a lot of their own saved and earnings, and they're going to go deeper into overdraft and credit cards, etc. And then what happens come January, come February, there's school fees that have to be paid, and they are actually short on cash. Now, they've gone through this particular process where they've sold their house, they've enjoyed their holiday, and the next minute they're getting this call, hey, there's some fees that have to be paid, the electrical COC, etc. What can we do? Jonathan, I know that you have got a solution to exactly this. And what is it? What is the solution that Snappit has?
Stuart, thank you. I think maybe to start off with, every single sale has got variable costs attached to it, and your seller is left having to pay those electrical COCs. They are left having to pay the rates and taxes, or the levies, or even some suspensive conditions before the property can be sold. Sometimes your buyer puts into their clause that the property needs to be painted. Um, and those costs ramp up quite a bit. So currently, how it works is if a seller would like to access their proceeds, they speak to the conveyancers, but the conveyancers don't have the relationship that the estate agents have. The estate agents have the relationship with the client. And that's why Snappit decided to place that product offering in the hands of the estate agent. So when you speak to a client, and this is with every single sale, there are costs that have to be paid. And you can either mention it to the client and be the solution for them and snap from your Snappit app, or that client will get one big bombshell when the conveyancing attorney sends an email out saying, we are ready to proceed, please pay the 200,000 or 300,000 Rand before we can close this off. And receiving that type of information just before festive season is not good information to receive. So I think
Absolutely.
this time of the year, especially when there's additional costs that are coming from the seller's pockets, now having to take money out of their pocket to pay for those variable costs, it's a scary thing to think of. So I believe as an estate agent, every single sale, the conversation should be had with that client to say, look, there will be variable costs. You don't have to worry about it. Snappit can sort it out for you. And you simply snap from your phone.
Absolutely. And this becomes such a simple add on, something that's part of a conversation. You're standing in front of your actual clients and you're going through these processes. Now, I know when I was actually selling properties, one of the key components that I'd have with my sellers is to explain to them their upfront costs. And as you quite rightly said, Jonathan, a lot of them don't have those amounts, especially the electrical COC is a hidden cost. They've been in that property 15, 20 years. Electrical laws have changed. And now they've got to go and rewire. They've got to put earth cables into ceiling lights. They've got to really start to ramp up, and those costs can go through the roof. So that's where Snappit has actually come up with this particular solution for you. Simple and to the point. So, Jonathan, just give us a quick how. If an agent's standing in front of a seller, having this conversation, and the seller's turning around and going, well, I'm not sure if I've actually got any disposable income, because it could even be on the back of a distressed sale where there might still be some proceeds available. How does the agent actually approach the seller to use the product?
Brilliant question, Stuart. So we've got the Snappit app that's available for all estate agents. You download it from Google Play Store or the Apple Store. And we've made the process as simple and as easy as it possibly can be. And I guess the first thing that a client always says is, how much will it cost? And that's a great question. So what we've done is we've added the calculator to the Snappit app as well. So if the client says the COC will probably be about 20,000 Rand, your rates and taxes probably about 50, you simply tap 70,000 Rand, choose the seller snap, drag it for the time period, whether it be 15, 30 or 45 days, and you can actually show the client the cost of what it will be. If the client is interested to proceed, you tap the Snappit button, you select seller snap, and when you get to that point, the system will ask you three things: the client's name, cell phone number, email address. That's it. The link comes to us, and my office handles everything. We call the client, we call the conveyances, we do all the documents, and you simply keep track of that client's process on your Snappit app. And at the end of the day, you receive commission for it as well.
So that actually comes into like a double extra. One, we're satisfying our clients that would then be able to sort out those those unwavering expenses that we didn't really want. But then it's from the agent side, they're actually earning commission. You're actually earning a little bit to actually do this particular transaction. So, Jonathan, just give us an idea of, if they had to snap for, say, 50,000 Rand, what sorts of agent commission would an agent get roughly, just so that they have that idea?
So, Stuart, it all depends on how long the snap is out in the field for. As you know, when a person does a snap, there's certain time periods that you can't really pin down. There's quite a lot of prepping that it needs to happen at the conveyances side, and then obviously it needs to get to lodgement as well. Currently, the average commission earned on a average size snap is probably in the vicinity of about 1,000 or 2,000 Rand. But then, of course, the city of Joburg has a very fantastic way of not recording their rates and taxes correctly. And your rates and taxes very quickly go up to 500,000-600,000 Rand, which is an astronomical problem for the seller. But again, as an estate agent, you can be the solution. And when you start snapping on those amounts, the commission becomes very lucrative, which is exciting.
Absolutely. So this actually comes, as I said, it's a win-win situation. One win for the actual seller, another win for the actual agent himself, because you're able to do this and work forward. So why should agents actually do it? I know, besides getting the commission and giving those services, why? Why should they offer this service to their particular clients?
Well, Stuart, as technology becomes more advanced and people start narrowing down in specific fields and looking at those more technical sides, this is a way for you to stand out. This is a way for you to be the solution for the client. And if there are 2 or 3 other estate agents that are also trying to sell the property that are not speaking to the client about those specific points, it really gives you that edge. It allows you to not just be the solution for the client and stand out, but again, in turn, you also earn something back for the pocket, and you are the solution for the property going through.
And, for the agents that are looking and watching this particular session, this is actually can be a deal breaker. And what I mean by deal breaker, a deal can go through to the actual conveyancing and they're unable to pay expenses. They're unable to contribute and do all of this, which means that deal then becomes stagnant. Now, we know a stagnant deal, it's having a negative effect on the payout of your commission, because it's only going to delay that particular process. So that win-win adds additional value for your business as well to help speed it up. Now, Jonathan, I know when we've had the conversation, you've spoken about some agents that deals have actually just fallen flat as a result of this. Have you had any experience with agents where they've used it to save a deal in going forward?
Yes, 100%. So we've seen this around every week, to be honest. Unfortunately, in this type of market, there are companies that take advantage of sellers being in a tight spot. I think it is because it's not controlled by the national credit regulator. It allows for this type of um, charge to be added to the seller's proceeds, but there are a lot of companies that place the seller in such a predicament because they have to pay such heavy rates that it turns the entire process sour. So from our side, when you as an estate agent speak to the client, you can comfortably know that what you are offering is the cheapest in the entire market. Not discounting from Snappit, but Snappit's main goal is to be the solution. It's a tool that estate agent uses to be the solution for the client. Because if you can solve this problem today, the next time that client sells a house, who do you think they'll call?
Absolutely. And that's building up that repeat and referral business that every estate agent wants. So the final question that I have for you is they've gone through this particular process. They've shown to their clients, they've put all the details, they've shown the costs. The client then says, yes, we are good. We want to go forward with this. They fill in all their details. Your office makes contact with them, and you obviously start the back end process, which is your due diligence to ensure that there is a secured sale. Once everything has been approved, how long does it take for payments to be made from Snappit to either whichever the parties are?
Well, Stuart, we do pay and release on everything. So I think once everything is in place, it's a matter of simply just paying the client. I think what makes it a very great tool to use for the estate agent is once you've spoken to the client, this might still be very early on in the selling of the property, but once you've spoken to the client, you can comfortably know that Snappit office will be reaching out to the client, walking them through the entire journey, and Snappit handles everything. So we chat to the conveyancers, we chat to the bond attorneys, we make sure that everything is in place, and we manage to do the payments to the attorneys, and the client is not even aware of it. So once the property gets to point of lodgement, the attorneys have the money to be able to sort it out. There's no delay. They can move forward. They can get the property done. And it all started with the estate agent having that conversation with the client.
No, fantastic, fantastic. So it is it's a smooth process. And what's best of it, there's no paperwork. Everything done in the actual phone on the actual app itself. And that is something that I think is actually revolutionary because we're obviously moving into this digital era, and the less paperwork we can have, the smoother the actual transition can actually happen. Jonathan, any final thoughts or comments from yourself before we open it up and have questions from the people in the actual audience?
Something that I can say is I've seen some great, and I see Brian is here. Hi, Brian. I've seen some great support from EXP and the estate agents, and the clients are exceptionally impressed with the way that the estate agents actually brings up the conversation about being the solution and the extra costs. So from my side, well done to EXP and all estate agents.
No, fantastic. So one of our stalwarts that's definitely been using this particular app for some time, Brian, you saw your hand jumped up first. Give us your experience. Go for it.
Yeah, hi, Stuart. Nice to see you again, Jonathan. Yeah, I was sold on it from day one when you came to the Buchanan Boys office, but I have recommended it to a few of my tenants, but I need to start doing that with my sellers and my buyers as well. And you know what my question is going to be, because I can basically, it's a one-on-one conversation with particular owners and sellers, but and sometimes with tenants if you've got the time. But we deal with so many buyers and so many prospective tenants do we still are we still developing that affiliate link so I don't have to actually engage with every single prospective tenant or seller and send it out to people that I'm dealing with that I haven't met yet?
How's it, Brian? So I actually have to say thank you to Brian. He approached me with this idea, and I thought, what a fantastic idea. So yes, Brian, we are busy with the design of the affiliated link. So you will be able to find it on your app in the sidebar. It will probably be below the calculator. You will open it, and there will be the three products. It will be the renter snap, the seller snap, and the buyer snap. If you tap on that, our system will email you a link to your email address. You can simply copy and paste it to wherever you want. So if a client at any point in time clicks on that link, it will take them through to our journey where they start filling out information, and it automatically links you to that deal as well.
Awesome, because a client might use it, a year down the line, 6 months down the line. There's no ways we will be in touch with those tenants or buyers or sellers for that matter. And then there's a nice surprise with the passive income eventually. So I see a big gap in the rental market in particular. And why would we not do it? Because the attorneys are offering the solution with bridging finance as it is, and we can be the solution, not the attorney.
100%.
Absolutely. And that's, I think, really the back end of all of this is it's always been in the past that bridging finances has only been available to buyers that really wanted to take proceeds from a property that they've sold to pass it forward, or alternatively agents to get their commission, done in a very traditional method. But I think Snappit and yourself, Jonathan, and the team, I think you guys have actually thought not only outside of the box, but outside of the planet, because you've come up with it in such a simple fashion that anybody can actually use it. But you've also extended the product line to cover the rental side. And that, I think, I've never come across that in any of the actual bridging finances. It's always been those large amounts to basically help those agents get their commissions, all those buyers to buy the new property for the transfer costs, but using the proceeds from previous sales that haven't been registered. So huge congratulations to yourselves. And Brian, thank you so much for adding in that affiliate link or that suggestion for it, because this is definitely a way for the agents to start earning that passive income going into the future. And that'll obviously drive more attendance into the actual app itself. Anybody with any further comments or questions? Remember, we have the chat box open. We've got Jonathan on the actual call, so you can turn on your microphone. You can have that conversation with him directly if you've got any questions or comments. So what I want to ask each one of you is, why not? Why not download that particular app and have it on your phone and start presenting it to your landlords, tenants, getting it out there, getting it through to those sellers? Why not? Is there anything that's stopping you from doing that?
Nothing at the moment, but is the affiliate link working, Jonathan?
We're still busy with the development, Brian. There's quite a bit that needs to go in. We've got a good couple of thousand estate agents, but yes, it should be up and running shortly.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the other thing that you didn't mention, or I suppose it's just limited time, is that with a business buying a property and there's a shortfall, and then you do a separate undertaking or with the business for the balance of the purchase price.
Brian, on that note, very shortly, the buyer snap is a very powerful tool for estate agents. More and more these days, you see business owners purchasing properties. And business owners, when they purchase properties, they don't get that 100% bond. They are left to find the deposit, which will be a 10 or 20%, plus the bond and transfer fees. So the banks look at the business owner as an individual, and we look at the business. So we provide the business with that needed finance, and we collect from the business over a period of a year. And estate agents, you've got that product on your app. You simply speak to the business owner about it. You open up the buyer snap, client's name, surname, cell phone number, and email address, and my office handles everything.
making everything such a smooth process. Dean, I saw your microphone pop on for a second. Did you have any comment or question?
Please, yeah. Hello, Stuart. Can you guys hear me all right?
Absolutely. Go for it, Dean.
Great, man. I've got a deal now. It's a 1.9 million rand deal. The buyer has paid 1.75 million rand into the attorney's account. He's paying another 100,000 this week. He normally pays 100,000 like every quite regularly, but now we need to lodge this property because the rates clearance expires on the 31st of December. So, and he's got a house that's paid for. He's got a business property that's paid for, and the buyer. So that Snapchat, this would be ideal for this client, just to get the money in the meantime.
Dean, this client of yours, is he a business owner or is he employee?
He's a business owner.
Yes, 100%. You chat to him about it as a possible solution. What we do on our side, and I think what makes us so transparent, is that when you actually pay back the loan and you would like to settle us at any point, there is no penalty.
Oh, brilliant.
There's a clear, transparent deduction of a amount from your loan amount every month. And if you would like to settle us, just pay the balance of the loan. That's it. But we have that conversation with the client. You simply initiate it and do the snap from your side.
Excellent. I'm going to speak to him and I'll sort it out. Thank you very much, Jonathan.
Brilliant. Thanks, Dean.
Oh, fantastic. Great question. And Dean, thank you so much for coming on, because now you've seen that there is a possibility for you to use this particular app firsthand. So definitely get the app downloaded onto your phone and then go and speak to your clients. And if you've got any question, you're more than welcome to reach out to Jonathan. Jonathan, I don't know if you want to put your email address or a contact number in the actual chat box so that the agents, if they need to, they know that place of where to actually reach out to. I know that you can also go onto their website, which is snappit.co, I believe, and you'll also be able to get that information that you require. So great question, Dean. Thank you for asking.
Stuart, the nice thing from our side, as soon as you download the app, it triggers my office. So an account manager will reach out to you and answer any questions, provide you with all the relevant contact information. And if you've got any questions, we're just a phone call away.
Absolutely. That's the beauty of the world that we live in, is we can actually just push a button and we're speaking to somebody, not just having those digital responses. So before we close up on the actual session, I want to find out any other final thoughts, comments, or questions from anybody that's on this particular session. It has been a great session to actually get you more information about the Snappit Sellers app. Now, in the actual chat box, you've got Jonathan's email address. So if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate. Send him an email. He is such a great chap to answer your questions and help you through this particular journey. Take your business to that next level. Stand up above the rest in the actual market. It's how we can be. Yes, Brian, go for it.
Has anybody at EXP done a commission on the sale for themselves? Any agents through Andrew and the team?
Yes, we've done that numerous times.
Yep. There we go, Brian. Answered your question. So
Lovely.
yes, we do. We do have those agents, and we have that money flowing into the actual agents' pockets, which is absolute benefit. That's what we want. Kalpana, go for it.
Okay, great. My question is, Jonathan, how will this appeal to my Muslim clients?
Brilliant question, Kalpana. With regards to the Muslim religion, we have designed and positioned our financing to be Sharia aligned, not compliant. It's aligned because we do work with money. And we don't charge an interest rate. We charge a markup, which is suitable for the Muslim community.
Brilliant. Well done, Jonathan. Wow. So you are Sharia, not compliant, but aligned.
Yes. As I understand, the two have two very different meanings. With Sharia aligned, we provide a pre-calculated markup to money. But from a Sharia compliant, the product that you sell is actually a product and not money. But our product is still money, so we are Sharia aligned. We use the same metrics as Al Barka Bank.
Super. Thanks so much for that.
My pleasure.
There we go. And there's a question that was asked, which is so pertinent to make sure that we get all that in place. Just a question that came through on the actual chat box from Dirk. Just checking, does Snappit work on the PC, or is it something, and I'm assuming it's actually something that's running on your phone. It's hard to take a PC around to a particular client, but Snappit does not seem to be available on the PC or laptop. There's not a desktop version of it? Is it a mobile version only?
No, 100%, Stuart. We are compatible on laptops and computers as well. So the login details that you use for your phone to get into your Snappit app when you sign up, you simply go to our website, snappit.co.za, and you log in with the same details. It will have the same look and feel as our app.
There we go, Dirk. So answered your question. Yes, you can have it on mobile devices as well as the clunky office computer. So either way, you'll be able to get that access and make sure that you support your particular clients. Great questions coming through from everybody. Any last comments, any last questions before we tie up on this particular session? It's been a great session. Pop it into the actual chat box or turn on your microphone and give me that hardcore high five, which gives you that privilege to speak. No more comments, questions, lots of happy clappers coming up on the screen. Thank you so much, Dean. So, Jonathan, final thoughts from yourself. Any comment?
From my side, very excited to do business with EXP. The digital space and the electronic space is very much where the world is going to. And wow, EXP has taken it to the next level. So we're very excited to work alongside you.
Absolutely. Technology is running through our blood. So that was a great session. Thank you so much to Jonathan and the Snappit team for actually coming onto the session, giving us that insight on the Seller Snap app. And this is really something that's going to help each and every one of you. So from myself, Stuart, I actually just want to say my final thoughts and comments for the session is, remember, the future of your real estate starts right now. So get that app on your phone and enjoy the benefits that come thereafter with you as well as your clients. You guys all have a fantastic day further. Thanks all.